Greetings everybody, Johnsar here with a For Honor walkthrough for the Gudmundr realistic difficulty. This is level 1.6. This is the final boss of the first chapter, of the night chapter. And I decided just to focus this walkthrough on the boss fights because, well, the boss fights are far and away the hardest part of this. So first off, you might notice that the feats that I have equipped aren't working. So that's the first tip for this boss fight. Do not use the Unblockable feat. It's an unbelievably good feat for just fighting normal soldiers that are running around if you want to just chop through them. And I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so great for the boss, but no, it doesn't work at all. So there's 3 stages to this boss fight. The first 2 are actually recorded in one take, and then the last stage of the boss fight I changed, or I died, edited that out, and then I switched to the second wind feat, level 2 actually, and I have oh no, I'm sorry, second wind level 2 is the one that gives you extra health. You should always have that equipped. The second feat that I have eventually will be Flesh Wound level 2, which reduces damage by 30%, and it's a passive. So, and stick with me on, so before I get into the math on that, for why I use that feat, for this stage of the boss fight, it's actually easier than it looks once you kind of know how to handle it. Lock on to Gudmundr. I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation of that name. He'll stay far away while he has a bunch of dogs out there. Then just focus on blocking his dogs. All you have to do is press or hold left or right on the right stick when his dogs jump after you, and you'll knock them on their ass. And then you can, like, when you've kind of parried the dogs, they'll fall, and you can just hit light attack, and you'll kill them instantly. And as you can see, I was using Unblockable again, and it does not work against him because he does actually, in fact, block everything. Moves that I would recommend using: the crushing counterstrike is an excellent move. Do not forget to use guard break versus him. He's relatively easy to guard break and get a quick RB. And then sometimes the RT off at the end of that combo. Which is called Vanguard's Advance. And you know, a thought that just popped into my mind right now is that you could probably easily block those dogs for a while and just build up your revenge meter to take him out. Also, during these interstitials between stages of the major boss fight, you can just run past all the enemies. Between stage 1 and stage 2, and stage 2 and stage 3, you don't have to kill anybody. Save yourself the energy and just run past everybody, because if you die, you go all the way back to the first stage of the boss fight, and it is not worth fighting all those guys just for the sake of, I don't know what, a little bit of extra experience, some practice. You can throw him into the fire as well. Save your throwables for the very last stage of this boss fight, and do not be afraid to run away and let your second wind level 2 stack up a little bit of or regenerate so that you can get your health back if you need to. So the reason I use Toughest Nails level 2, or no, I'm sorry, Toughest Nails raises your health by 25%. And like my math on this, like, correct me if I'm wrong, let's just assume that by default you have 100 health and you take 20 damage per hit, so that means you take 5 hits to die. Flesh Wound turns that into 14 damage per hit, and it takes 7.1 hits to die, and that's with the reduced damage by 30% each hit. Whereas Toughest Nails would increase your health to 125, but you're still taking 20 damage per hit, so it takes 6.25 hits to kill you. And so I don't have Toughest Nails level 2 unlocked yet, but it would take a 42% increase in health to be worth more, or to be more valuable than the Flesh Wound feat. Anyway, thanks for checking this video out. Hope it helped, and game on.